All right, well, we'll go ahead and get started. So today we're going to talk about kind of a knockoff of Tom Ferry's. For everyone who knows Tom Ferry, his 100K and 100-day challenge. Not a knockoff, it's just we're going to tailor it a little bit to our brokerage or anyone who's watching and interested in joining with us, or anyone who wants to join our brokerage and participate as well. But there are some things that I want to talk about that are kind of key to start off, because I like to talk about the mentality stuff. First of all, Tom Ferry's coaching program, they charge a decent amount of money. And Mary and I were just talking about this right before a lot of you got on the call, that it's like shocking to me how many people need to spend as much as they spend to get someone like Tom Ferry to force them and his coaching team to force them to do work, because that's essentially what's happening. Because I've been on many of their calls, had briefly paid for some coaching just to kind of see, what is it that they teach and talk about. A lot of it has to do with, one of the main things is having an accountability partner. Like, your coach is basically your accountability partner. Like, you have to report to them all the time, and it becomes you paying for a boss. And as I'm not knocking that, but at the same time, I think we all need to have an aha wake up moment of realizing that is where most of us need to be at in order to achieve whatever success we want in this industry. We're not here to barely make a living. We're here to be successful. And unfortunately, that takes a totally different mentality. You cannot, one, have a victim mentality. You cannot have an entitlement mentality. You have to have, I need to get my ass out there and work, to be honest. Sorry, Vanessa, if your kids are listening. I'm going to cut back on the language. But really, I mean, we have to have a mentality of, I need to hustle. Now, the hustle is not always going to be things we want to do. You cannot say, oh, I'm going to go and join an industry where I'm making 200, 300 to 800, 900, over $1 million a year, in an industry that I get to choose and have fun in everything I do. Everything you do in those types of industries that pay that much may not be the most enjoyable things. That's why you're getting paid a good amount of income. So I talk about this with our loan officers. I'm going to talk about this with you all as our real estate agents. Some of the tedious stuff that you have to do is stuff that is going to pay out the most in income. So it's going to be the things, when I go to the Tom Ferry coaching program and I look at what they do, they get a daily planner. So this is one of the first things that I would put on my list for any of you. Either you're going to be using an app. I would say a combination. I would get an app. You can go on our Discord channel, and under the channel, Daily Habits to Dominate, or Daily Habits Dominate. I don't know why I named it that. There's going to be an app on there. It's free. It's a habit tracker app, totally free. I would go to Office Depot, Amazon. Oh, check fell out of there. That's interesting. I would just go and I would get some type of daily planner. Because I'm very dyslexic, I'm not a big write things down, but I think a lot of people need to write things down. You need to have two things that you can write down and you can look at on a regular basis of what your plan is. I would write down your major goals so that you remind yourself constantly. My goal was not to barely survive in this industry. My goal was to thrive and be extremely successful. Why do you write that kind of stuff down? Because you need to remember that as you're looking to make decisions, that is going to be the filter of what decisions you make, right? I remember forever ago, I made it, I think my first full year in the industry, I made about $30,000 in this industry. I sat down with my coaches and I said, I want to make 200,000 next year. And they're like, well, that's a pretty big jump, but we believe you can do it. The whole next year, every time I looked at, okay, what am I doing with my time right now? I thought about that 200,000 and I thought, okay, am I doing enough? And I started investing into my own leads, because I said, okay, if I rely on this company to send me leads, I can't really control that. I don't know how many leads I'm going to get. So I want to control it. I'm going to work the leads. So I started investing my own money. Not that I think anyone has to, but then I also started saying I need to dedicate a decent amount of time to growing my own personal business, because I realized that if I was out working with 10 different buyers to close 2 or 3 a month, I needed to make the majority of my commission from that, because at the team we were on, if I worked a team lead, it was a 50-50 split, or sometimes I was only making 30 to 40% of the commission check. So I realized I need to work my own sphere. and really dominate in that, or do things that I get my own clients. And oddly enough, you know, at the end of the year when I went and did my taxes, I didn't hit my 200,000 in income. I think I made 187,000. But still, going from 30 to that was very eye-opening to me. And I realized, as I went throughout the year, I really picked what I needed to do and how I needed to make my decisions. So I would start with the Habit Tracker app on your phone and get a daily planner. Write down that goal, then be very honest with yourself with where your schedule is at. Like Vanessa's got 20 kids, and so she has to be very honest with herself. Where is my schedule at? What is the time that I have to dedicate to my kids? What could I do with my kids? What I like to do is write down, what is my undisturbed time? Like, what is the time I have where I can focus 100%? No one is messing with me. Because that's the time where the tasks that need 100% concentration, you need that time, right? That's the time that you're going to make phone calls. If you have a ton of that time, then that's the time you might need to spend more time face to face with people, and you're out in networking groups, you're door knocking, you're doing whatever you're doing open houses, whatever it might be. Then you can look at and you can say, okay, there's going to be times in my day where I have more flexibility, but I'm still distracted. Like, I know in the early mornings, I wake up my daughter, she sits on my lap, we watch some cartoons, but I'm on my phone. And so I can copy and paste messages to people. So that's what I choose to do, is I copy and paste messages and invite people to our next events, because it doesn't really take a lot of mental concentration. I'm literally just going through my Facebook friends, copy paste, copy paste, copy paste. Facebook says you sent too many messages. Close the app, go to LinkedIn, copy paste, copy paste, copy paste. And I'm just sending messages to these people, telling them, hey, I'm a real estate agent, use me. But really I'm saying, hey, I'm a real estate agent, we're putting on this event, I'd love for you to come and join, right? I'm starting a conversation that hopefully will lead to something about real estate. But that's what I'm choosing to do. Now, when I have more time and I'm focused, that's when personally I come to the office and I know that I'm undistracted, and I'm going to pick up the phone and I'm going to call people. I'm going to look for certain groups that I want to really tap into. And that's when I'm sending out targeted messages to those groups. I'm setting up video appointments with these people because I need to be not distracted in my video appointments. So what I would do is really be honest with yourself, put down your calendar and stick with it. Everyone's going to be very different, right? Chase has his friends group that he wants to probably spend time with, but he's got to be able to set aside time to say, okay, friends, no more. This is my work time where I'm making, 50 phone calls a day. I can spend time with you while I go and record videos. That's why I'm picking on Chase's. He does do that, right? If he wants to go and record videos and he wants to spend time with his friends, that's what he's been doing. Sabia works as well. So she's got to figure out what's going to be the time that she has that's undistracted. Same with Mary. She's got her daughter. Her daughter has weird days with school and stuff. So write down your schedule so that that's crystal clear. Okay, the next thing you're going to do is, now that you have your schedule, you have to figure out what are going to be the active things that I'm choosing to do to close deals, right? Because that is when you're going to have to start working and looking back, like quarter to quarter, you'll look, right? Sabia had told me she may want to start working, try to work for sale by owner leads. Here's what I'm going to say. People spend about, I want to say it's like 5,000 a month, several thousand a month, maybe just a few hundred a month for Tom Ferry. The coaching program is all over the place. They literally tell you to do everything. Like, they will have you sit down and be like, you're going to do this many open houses. You're going to knock this many doors per month. You're going to make this many phone calls on leads. You're going to make this many cold phone calls on homeowners. You are going to post this many times to social media. You're going to also set up events where you're going to do this many seminars. Like, they literally have you do everything, but you're going to write down the things that you're willing to do with the time that you have available. And that is what you have to really dedicate, is how many things am I willing to do with the time that I have available, and stick with it. Because that's their main thing after that, is your coach is there, and you can have me as your coach. You can, if you want to work with Mary as a loan officer, have her be a coach, or someone else in our brokerage, or just get on Discord and make everyone your coach. Post every single day to Discord, saying, hey, I accomplished what I wanted to accomplish for the day. And if you miss a day, then we're all going to say, hey, you were pretty consistent for a while. What's up? At the end of the day, and you're going to have to say, oh man, it's 10 o'clock at night. Okay, I have 10 more messages to send to people. And then you send her a message at 11 o'clock, right? Whatever it might be. But that's where you need to sit down and you need to say, how many different things can I really focus on? I'm telling you that there are people who spend a lot of money on the Tom Ferry coaching program and make millions of dollars a year in this industry, real estate agents. So don't think that they're just over here selling, hodgepodge coaching program. There's a method to the madness, right? You need to figure out, especially if you're brand new, what is going to work for you. So quarter to quarter, Sabia can sit down and she can say, okay, I called 200 for sale by owners and I got absolutely nothing from it, even though, I did, I got nothing from it. It seems like a huge waste of time. Or she's going to sit down, she's going to say, okay, I got pretty close to a couple listings, but I've really perfected my dialogue. I'm going to give it one more quarter to see what happens, right? That is what you should be doing. Same thing with door knocking. I've seen so many people go and pass out flyers in neighborhoods. They door knock and then they totally quit because nothing happens. Even though they tell themselves in their head, I know that I'm playing the long-term game, they still don't play the long-term game. Almost every time as a loan officer, whenever people ask, will you work a neighborhood with me? I've learned I have to say no. I will only work it if you are already working it for at least 8 months, because I just seen so many people quit on the neighborhood. So figure out and be very realistic with yourself, because you don't want to start something that you can't handle with your current schedule. With that being said, I do believe, and this is where we're tailoring it to one of our, our brokerage, I think that now is a great time to really kick off the year with our event coming up, our Pictures with Santa. Why? This is going to be a great opportunity for you to connect with a lot of people and give them something of value that isn't just right in their face real estate. I would make it a goal that you are going to send 30 to 50 messages. I would even, depending on what your bigger, higher goals are, I would make it a goal of sending 50 messages a day, personal invites to people, email, text, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. Can you do private messages on Twitter? If you can, private messages on Twitter. What TikTok? I don't know. Whatever it might be, you're going to send this, hey, the real estate brokerage I work at or work with, whatever you want to call it, the real estate brokerage I work at, or you can say my real estate brokerage is putting on this event, this Pictures with Santa event on December the 13th from 4 to 7 p.m. It's totally free. There's crafts for the kids and a Santa coming to take pictures. I'd love for you to come. Please RSVP if you are able to make it. Here's the link. What's going to happen is that is such a soft approach to so many people, but reminding them right up front, I'm a real estate agent. Okay. Your goal is not to get a ton of people there. Your goal is the amount of people you're inviting to this event. So set that goal, 50 people per day. Super easy, copy, paste, or paste, right? You're going through your friends list. You're going through Instagram. Okay, Cameron, I don't have 50 people. Start with your phone and make sure you're putting tally marks, right? It's 1, 2, 3, 4 with a line for 5. And go through and make 50. Okay. When you've gone through your phone, then you want to go to Facebook and go through your friends list. If you're like, I don't even have that many people to constantly send that many invites to. Okay. That is then when you're going to go, and it doesn't have to be people in our area. People might, this guy right here lives in Las Vegas. I know. And so he may message me back and say, oh, thanks. You may not have meant to send that to me. I'm in Las Vegas. I say, oh, no problem. Well, if you're ever looking to buy or sell, just know that I'm really well connected in your area and I can find you a great agent to help you, right? And you might get a referral out of it. You never know. Or you might say, oh, I wish someone in my area did this. Okay, hey, would you like me to connect you with a really good agent at some point in time? But you're going to go through and you're going to send all these invites to all these people. And if you say, well, I don't even have that many friends, then your goal in part of your other time where you are distracted is to add friends. Okay, I think I'm almost at 5,000 friends on Facebook. Let's see how many connections I have on LinkedIn. My network connections. I have 3290, and I think I have a ton of people requesting because I haven't been on in a long time. So 3,290 connections. This is the stuff that's like super tedious, but it helps. Like I could just go right here. These are all the people that went to the college I went to. These are all the people in the greater Sacramento area. And I would literally just click connect, connect, connect. Facebook will come up with a message and they'll say, hey, only send friend requests to people you know. Basically stop using Facebook for a couple of days and go to LinkedIn because they will not stop you sending those. Same thing with Instagram. Just add, 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 add. The thing is you're going to build your network. And the reason why I bring this up is this was the event that I did when I first got started. I got my license, I think it was like June, I think it was June. Didn't really know what to do, did a ton of open houses. This event, I invited like, I want to say 1,000 people I sent personal messages to on Facebook over a month-long period. I had about 38 people, groups, come to the Pictures with Santa at the real estate brokerage that I was at. They were not prepared. They had a Santa and they had a photographer. They didn't have a chair. They had no decoration. So I set that all up for them. I didn't know a single person that came to the event beforehand. They were all just people, random people on Facebook. After that event, that next 6 months, I closed 4 deals. I got 2 listings that didn't sell. And then I closed 3 buyers. All 5 of those deals, the 3 buyers and the 2 listings, they did not come to this event. The point is to invite people and remind them who you are and what you're doing. So that is a great way of doing it. Thank you to Rebecca for creating this image so that no one else has to. I would just take a screenshot. This is what you do. You want to create an Eventbrite because we want to be strategic about why we're reaching out to these people. I want to capture their information so that Facebook can't tell me that I'm sending too many messages, because I'm going to start every year. I can go, for our next event, I can do a mass email now from, add real estate in your email one way or another, or whatever you want to do, or send it through Lofty, because in Lofty, your email signature will pop up and it will have, your image, your real estate stuff. Hey, you can put a link to searching for homes, check out our home search tool. Want an estimated value on your home, check out our home value estimator. Put that in your email signature, and what you're going to do is when you get a lot of people's contact information from these events, you're going to continue to invite them to more events, or give them, like Mary creates newsletters. This is how you create newsletters and continue to work that group of people. People charge a ton of money on how to work for sale by owner leads. They charge a ton of money on how to work a neighborhood and set up a farm. They charge a ton of money to teach you how to do crazy open houses. This is how you work your social media for free without having to run any ads. Now, it's super easy to create these events. I literally click create an event. You want to create an account. You want to verify your email first. So first, you could do it with AI, or you can upload this picture. Boom. Looks great. Whatever, that's fine. Save. The main thing with a lot of these events for us is keep it private, because otherwise you get really random people that come to these events, and that is not the goal. And we've had it where we had 400 people sign up for an event. Nothing ever came from it at all, and they were extremely rude. So make sure you keep this private so that only people with the link can sign up. Pictures with Santa. Suggest a summary. Boom. Get ready for Pictures with Santa. And then I want to add my license number, DRE number 0209949909. That's my personal one. So you want to use your own personal one. on 12. I can't believe it's already 12:13 from 4 to 7 p.m. Perfect. Enter location, 8150 Sierra College Boulevard. Perfect. Don't really need to do anything else. Click save and continue. Now the trick is, remember, we want to do this for free. So the trick is I'm going to create tickets, but I'm going to keep it free, and I want to keep it just at 25 tickets, because if I go over, Eventbrite then charges you $10. So if you get to about 15 or 20 people who RSVP, then I would pay the $10 and up it, if that makes sense to everyone. I literally click save. Next. Look how easy this is. Cameron Ripley, traction, whatever. And then right here, key. This is the key, because if I see it on Eventbrite, because I do look, I'll tell you to take it down right away. Because I'm telling you, we got rude and crazy people that came to our Easter egg hunt a while back. So private, anyone with the link, publish now. Look how easy that was. Now separately, I'm going to type out a message. So let's go here to Facebook. Okay, let's pick someone. And this your sister, Vanessa? Valentina? I think so.
Yeah, sister-in-law.
Sister-in-law. Oh, sister. Let's just pick. Oh, that's such a bright and smiley face. Whenever I see a headshot like this on Facebook, I guarantee you she's a real estate agent. Alethea is in our brokerage. Real estate agent, probably. Let's just do, shoot, I don't know. Actually, I'm going to do LinkedIn. Let's do this one. So cute. All I do is Better Hunzinger. Oh, I have a lot of real estate agents on my. Boom, message. Okay. I don't like to use names because then I have to edit it. And if I'm busy with my child, then it's hard to edit. So, hey, my real estate brokerage. Wow, that's going to give me. Now, even though you're keeping the event private on Eventbrite, you can still post it on all of your social media. It's Eventbrite, when you make it public, they like really advertise it. So feel free to post on your Facebook and social media. It's totally fine, but I would also invite people to attend. Please, you want to keep it short and brief. Please follow the link to RSVP. And then all I do once that's created is I click share, copy link. Paste. And then what I like to do before I publish it is I just copy the whole thing. I should proofread it. And there you go. Now I just go person to person. Boom, copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste. Once I hit 50 and I could count as I do it, I can be done with that task for today. And now I'm going to go to my list and say, what's next on my list to do? Okay, I'm going to do this. Or I could just hammer it out and I could say, well, today I have a ton of time, tomorrow I don't. The thing is you want to be consistent. Okay, here's my main thing too. when you're sending this event, the reason why this is such a great event to start with is it's such a soft approach. Hey, here's a free thing of value to come to that's fun, has nothing to do with real estate other than me saying that our real estate company is putting it on. Come January, like the first or second week of January, we're going to have our first building building wealth with real estate seminar. That is when you can say, hey, our brokerage is putting this event on. Whether you've bought a house or whether you're a first-time home buyer, a current homeowner, or looking to invest in real estate, this seminar will be perfect for you. And we're really going to talk about the value of real estate in our greater Sacramento of California. And that is when you basically are saying, hey, have you ever bought a house before? Do you currently own a house? Or have you ever thought about investing in real estate, right? You're being more strategic with the messages you're sending. This first event is great because you're going to be able to capture people's information, and you can record a video of yourself if you really want to go above and beyond, and send out an email inviting them and say, hey, the reason why this event is so perfect is because we're going to go over it, right? And you can really start to have a couple emails going out to the people who have already registered for this event. The cool thing that I like about LinkedIn and why I think a lot of you should put a lot of focus into LinkedIn, Facebook is nice because I know what area they live in. Instagram's not nice because I don't really know what area they live in. Great thing about LinkedIn is I know the area they live in, and I can also focus on certain occupations. Sabia is a software engineer. She can really tailor into that. Vanessa's husband is a registered nurse. She can really tap into that as well. Mary's a former photographer, like whatever it might be that is your niche group or whatever group you want to work in. Like let's say I want to work with all the veterans, or I want to start getting into Beale Air Force Base. I'm going to literally type in Air Force. And I'm going to go people. And I'm going to actually do Lincoln, because Wheatland is where the Air Force Base is. And I'm literally going to go add, invite, like, okay, operations manager, whatever, connect, send without a note, connect, send without a note, connect, send without a note, connect, send. Like, look how easy that is. So all of this stuff could take an hour. You don't necessarily need an accountability partner, but if you just need an hour of your day to like really hammer down on this kind of stuff, I would start with this. That should be the priority. Number one, if this is what I accomplish first. Next is I'm going to schedule my social media content. Next is I'm going to, on 1 day a week or 2 days. Chase, how many days a week do you actually go and film your social media content?
I try to do 1 to 2 days a week, but when I do go, I try to get I want to say anywhere from 4 to 8 homes.
Perfect. Exactly. 1 to 2 days a week. I think that's perfect. So go, Vanessa, probably similar. 1 to 2 days a week is when I would write down in my daily planner, and I would say, okay, these are the days that I typically can go and do it. That way, my family, if I need to tell my family understands that this is what I'm going to be doing. My family understands that 1 or 2 days a week, I'm going to new builds to record these videos, and maybe I'll bring them with me. My daughter will make it very hard, but so I probably wouldn't do that with mine. But right, you know what I'm saying? Like you got to plan this stuff out, and whatever you don't plan doesn't happen. There's people who have come up with millions of different sayings about that, but it's just true. Whatever you don't plan just doesn't happen. So plan out that day. That would be my next thing, is creating that social media content and posting it left and right and being kind of strategic about it, but then you got to be honest. Am I really wanting to take Chase's approach and really get down with the analytics of it? Because if so, then that's what you got to put more focus in, but you have to be super consistent. Otherwise, maybe I just want to post about it, so at least it shows a resume on my social media that people can see, and they see what I'm about and they see the properties I sell. Perfect. Then don't get too much into the analytics. Make good videos, put good messages about it, and post it, and don't worry about it. Then you can move on and you can focus on other things as well, right? calling divorce attorneys and moving companies and whatever else it might be, construction companies, and saying, hey, I'd love to add you to my book of referrals. Also, I'd love to be a preferred referral for any of your clients. Like, how could I help you grow your business more? Right? These are all things you can do, but I would make a list of what you want to do, what you feel comfortable or willing to push your comfort zone on, and stick with those things. Hopefully, all of that is helpful. Any feedback